So warm up is 2 sets, and we have 6 different stations, and we're going to be working through 30 seconds at each one. So I'll just set a clock, and we'll just rotate, and I'll keep you guys queued up when the 30 seconds are ending. And so all these movements are pretty much done on the floor. So I'm going to lower the camera here. So my single little dumbbell down there. Okay, so first one, we're going to do single leg glute bridge. So it's going to be 30 seconds on each leg. So on those, we just want to lay on our back, get both of our feet nice and flat on the ground. And then for the single leg, we're going to stick one leg out and try to keep it straight. Then we're just going to drive the hips up and squeeze, and then back down. So for the first 30 seconds, we would just work one side. Second 30 seconds, you'd work the other side. Just getting a good squeeze at the top. And then we're going to go front plank for 30 seconds here. So something to think about on the front plank is not only squeezing your abs, but your glutes, and then trying to get your wrist and elbow stacked with the shoulder here, with the shoulders. So I want to make sure I'm not accidentally kind of pushing back like this, but I want to kind of stack it really nice and tight, tuck the chin, and squeeze. We'll work through 30 seconds there. And then we're going to go regular glute bridge. So same as the single, but now both feet on the floor, drive the hips up and then back down. We'll work through 30 seconds of those guys. And then we'll go air squats. So nice deep squat, stand tall. We'll work through 30 seconds of air squats. Okay, and then we have a newer one, a glute bridge walkout. So basically what you do is you get into a glute bridge, starting in your normal position, and then walk your feet out about 2 or 3 steps till your legs are almost straight, and then back in. So that was pretty hard, pretty challenging on the glutes to be able to keep your hips up throughout the stepping out and stepping back. And then final movement is inchworm. So trying to keep the legs straight, reach for the ground, walking all the way out, doing a push-up, and then walking back, standing tall, and we're good on the warm-up movements. So I'll pull it up on my screen here. Make it easier to see. Woo, there it is. So we'll go 2 rounds. And let's see here. Let's take a look here at the workout. Today, the workout here, we have a chipper with 1 dumbbell. So 30 reps of, I think it's 6 different movements. So the idea is to get through those as quick as you can. But the big caveat here is every minute on the minute you stop wherever you're at and do 5 regular burpees, starting on the minute 0, and then at the top of each minute following. So a couple things here, and then I'll show the movements, or show you guys the movements. So obviously the burpees are going to interrupt your progress as you go. And what we want to do, stimulus-wise, we want to get this thing done in about 12 to 16 minutes is kind of what we're shooting for. And so with the burpees, we want those 5 reps to be pretty quick, like something that we can do in 20 seconds or less. If we find ourselves taking more time than that on the burpees, we should maybe scale them down to like 3 burpees or 2 burpees or something like that, so that we could keep chipping away at this thing and not get stuck in an endless cycle of burpees. So, you know, if it takes 20 seconds to do the 5 burpees, then that gives you 40 seconds to chip away at the 30 reps of whatever station you're on. And so, like, let's say that you're on the 20th hang squat clean and it's burpee time. You just do your burpees and then you come back and pick up right where you left off. So you just go 21, 22, etc. and keep working through. Couple things here is we want to use a dumbbell weight that you think that's appropriate. So something that you feel pretty confident that you could do at least 10 reps of any one of these movements in a row. So, and the other thing here is some of these movements we want to switch every 5 reps and then some every single rep. So like the deadlifts, the swings, the goblet squats, and overhead squats, basically everything that's besides the snatch and the clean, switch hands every 5. Snatch and clean, you alternate every rep. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's talk about the movements here. So I'll make the screen a little bigger. So we have deadlift to start with. So it's just, again, it's single dumbbell deadlift. So what we want to do here is make sure the most important thing is keeping our back nice and flat. With the one dumbbell, for the deadlift, only one head of the dumbbell needs to touch the ground. And also you can shorten your range of motion if you feel like you're going to round your back if you go all the way to the floor. So maybe you stop a little shy of the ground. So for single dumbbell deadlifts, I like to go right between the feet. So I'll set a slightly wider stance than my normal deadlift. Keep those shoulders back, and I'm just going to touch the ground right between the feet, keeping that chest tall, but I'm still focusing on the hinge from the hip, driving those hips back and down, and then stand. I'm trying to really avoid the rotation in, but keep everything square. After 5 reps, I'll switch sides. So that's the deadlift there. If we don't have a dumbbell, we can hold a backpack or a sandbag and just go right between the feet as a substitution there. And then we have the dumbbell Russian swing. So you can hold it like this and put the other hand right over, and you can do the swings just like so. Or you could hold it, if you have like a bigger dumbbell, you can hold it kind of like by the head here, and then do the swings like so. So kind of like the deadlift, we're focusing on that hinge, hips back, and then aggressive hip driving that snap. And that's what we want to do to work on that explosiveness, keeping that core tight. You could probably get through that station pretty quick. If you don't have a dumbbell, we could do, backpack or odd object swings as well. And then we're gonna go goblet squat. So you guys are pretty good at this point. So just holding the dumbbell right under the chin. You can hold it laterally or you can hold it up and down. And this obviously nice deep squat all the way to the ground, or low parallel, and then stand tall for each rep, making sure we don't accidentally stay like this. We get everything lined up at the top and work through those 30 reps. And then we're gonna move into the hang cleans. So with the hang clean, basically you wanna have your feet in your squat stance, like so. You wanna essentially do like a one-arm swing, kind of pop that bell up and get to that front rack so that the bottom's facing forward, and then drive right into your squat and stand. Get that hip drive. And on these, we're gonna switch every hand. So I can switch on the way down right here. Boom, right to the front rack, switch hand. So a little bit of coordination to work on there to get through those. Okay, and then we have the dumbbell power snatch. So this one is gonna go right from the floor for each rep. So both heads will be touching each time, and we're gonna switch hands every rep. So I'm gonna set it right between the feet. I wanna make sure chest is tall, just like as if I had a barbell here. I'm gonna drive with the hips, shrug, pull, and then in one fluid movement, I'm gonna rotate and punch. So we'll look kind of like this here, like so. I'll switch hands right here, about face level, right between the feet, big hip drive and stand, switch hands, and I'll work through my snatches there. If we're using the backpack, we would do ground to overhead. So it'd basically be like you would hold your odd object like so, and go straight from the ground all the way up overhead as a substitution. And then the final movement, which for me is the most challenging, but everyone's different, is a overhead squat with the dumbbell. So take your dumbbell, drive it straight up overhead. Tough thing here, trying to keep that arm straight, squat stance all the way down and back up, switch every 5 reps. If, you know, you could use a different dumbbell on this one if you need to. Like if your dumbbell for all the other movements is too heavy for you to get that full squat, maybe just try lightening it up. Or if you're not quite able, maybe if you don't have the flexibility for the overhead squat, you could go sub it out with a single side front squat right here. And then you could go just like so, and then switch after 5. And I think that does it for the movements. Let's pull it up real quick on the screen. Here we go. Let me know if you guys have some questions. Okay, so the strength piece is 3 rounds of 4 stations that we're gonna do 30 seconds of each one, as many reps as you can, and then we're just gonna go right to the next one, right to the next one, the next one, etc., with a 1-minute rest after each round. So it's basically like 4 movements straight in a row. So it'll take 2 minutes, you rest 1 minute, and we just keep going through it. So what we're looking for here is not necessarily to go as fast as possible, but trying to keep the quality of the reps there. So choose your weights appropriately. So the first 30-second window is gonna be double dumbbell row. So I'll kind of show you what that might look like. So if I have 2 dumbbells, I would think of basically like a Romanian deadlift. So shoulders back, soften the knees, hinge from the hip, and then I want to pull kind of towards the belly button here and back down. I want to make sure I control this really good. I want to make sure I'm not standing tall like this and pulling up here. That turns it into traps and shoulders. We want to try to get our lats working. So to get our lats working, we need to pull more towards our hips and really kind of focus on squeezing our lats and flexing our back. If we don't have 2 dumbbells, we can do a single dumbbell row. I'll show you how that might look. You would maybe have a chair or something to put a hand on, kind of get in this roughly 45-degree angle with your back. And then I would just, maybe I would do 15 seconds on one arm, switch, 15 on the other to get through those. Station 2 could be a couple things. So we have basically 2 different, two of the stations are push-ups or some variation of push-ups. So the first push-up station is a chest slapping push-up. Or we could even try to just do a push-up where we can launch ourselves even a little bit off the floor. So it's a little bit of that explosiveness. So I'll show you what the chest slapping push-up might look like, and then maybe just some other options here. If we're just trying to or if we're just like still dialing in our push-up, let's just do regular, really high quality push-ups on both sets and not worry about the plyometric aspect of it. So chest slapping push-up, sounds really hard right now. So I go all the way down, like so. You gotta be quick with your hands so you don't break your fingers. If you're not comfortable doing the chest slap, you can even do clapping, or you can just try to leave the ground for a split second. So that might look like this here. So those are some different options there. Or like I said, we can just do a regular push-up, or from our knees, or elevated surface, whatever we need to do to be able to work for 30 seconds. And then we have the Romanian deadlift. So again, you can think of kind of our setup for our bent over row. So shoulders are back, soften the knees, but then we don't want to bend the knees anymore. Now we just want to keep those dumbbells tracing close to the body as we drive our hips back, keep that chin tucked. This is about as far as I could go before I feel like I would lose my neutral spine. And then I'm gonna squeeze the glutes, stand tall. Right back down. As you get kind of warmed up, you might be able to speed up those reps just a little bit. The last station is regular push-ups. So if you did the plyometric push-up the first time, the last one is just gonna be regular push-ups. Like I said, I would just do regular push-ups on both of them if that's like a movement that you're still trying to get dialed in. And I think that's it. Hold up on the screen here. There we go.
Corey, if it's double dumbbell, what do we do if we only have a single?
Oh, for the bent over row?
Well, for both. The row and the dead.
Good question. So for the bent over row, we could do like the one where we support ourselves on and do like 15 seconds on each side. Or if it's a heavy one, we can hold it like this and do our row here. Same thing with the deadlift, is I can hold it here like this, or I can even hold it like this. I kind of like holding it like this a little bit more. I feel like I can keep my shoulders a little bit better. And then I can work through the deadlift like this here.
Got it. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Let's see here.